begin highlighting National Suicide Awareness Month in September with a series of special reports from Steve Shaw. And we begin our final report with a fact that I think is really going to surprise you. The industry that far and away produces the most suicide victims is the construction industry. Steve joins us now to explain that. Steve.
Rich, there are a handful of reasons, including long hours and isolation, why experts say construction workers are especially at risk. The good news is efforts are underway to turn the tide.
Yes, so it's going to be a college career center for the high school here.
Luke Whitmore is Regional Safety Director for Bolt Construction, which has offices all over the U.S. And currently about a dozen job sites in the Oklahoma City metro area, including this Career Center edition at Southmore High School in Moore.
So there's so many things that we talk about when it comes to safety. A lot of it's training, making sure that you have the right tools, the right plans, but this is a totally different aspect to it of thinking about somebody's mental space and where that they may be having some thoughts, and that could even play into how they perform and just their health in general.
A National Centers for Disease Control report in 2016 that for the first time grouped suicides by industry or occupation revealed a staggering truth. Construction workers are 4 times more likely to commit suicide than the general public is. "18 months ago, Bolt started an employee suicide awareness campaign. 90 volunteers across the U.S. underwent training to assist them at identifying fellow workers who may need help. It's called Bolt's Gatekeeper program. Field payroll specialist Corrine Hugues is one of the 90 gatekeepers.
There's a lot of different factors. There's a lot of travel involved. There's, shift work where, you can be working from midnight till whatever hour, and, there's a lot of sleep deprivation sometimes in that. Being away from family and friends and just your network of people, it can isolate you.
Long hours, you could be working lots of days away from home. You could be traveling to different states. There's also just this general stigma in construction of being tough, right? And just being able to power through things and typically not talking about these things. So I think it's a great thing that we're talking more and more, opening up that conversation. The more we talk about it, the more it's going to be destigmatized, be able to get people the help they need.
Michelle Walker is past chairman of the Construction Industry Alliance for Suicide Prevention. She says there are an average of about 3 workplace deaths in the construction industry each day.
When you take the rate of suicides in construction and extrapolate that out to how many suicide deaths that means per year in the industry, the daily rate is 10 to 12 per day.
A lot of former military members choose second careers in construction. And when you think about it, is there another industry out there that has an image more macho than construction? Tyler Bolt is a project executive with Bolt Construction.
There's a lot of people, you're right, that view construction that way, and a lot of the individuals, want to have that bravado when they're on site. And so it's really trying to get past that and seeing through the warning signs and just noticing and being able to engage that person.
What makes suicide further maddening is sometimes there are no warning signs. Jerry Hovarder is business manager of the Sheet Metal Workers Local 124 in Oklahoma City. They have 400 members.
Our president of our local passed away by suicide on March 1st of 2021. He was somebody that worked for one of our larger contractors. He was a field superintendent. He was 55 years of age, and for whatever reason, no warning signs, no nothing.
Hovarder says just 2 months ago, a trainer at the Sheet Metal Workers Union International Training Center near Washington, D.C., committed suicide.
I didn't know him quite as well on a personal level as I did our president, but it was still shocking in itself, because when you would see him put on classes He would speak at conferences and things of that nature. You wouldn't expect him to be taking his life in that manner either.
You know, COVID-19 didn't do this subject any favors, did it?
It did not do any favors for suicide.
Hovarder says his membership is working on ways to better communicate. Bolt Construction Senior Director for Commercial Construction, Tony Yanda, says early feedback to their Gatekeeper program has been good.
You know, our whole point in doing that is to really, I think people struggle talking to others about their problems sometimes, and we don't want that kind of culture. We want the culture, if you are struggling, if you do have issues, that, hey, open the door and have a conversation.
We have a long ways to go, but this month being Suicide Prevention Month, when I look back to 2016, which was the first year that we really were focusing efforts and working on this, and we were kind of the very few voices talking about it during Suicide Prevention Month. And now this month, it's been overwhelming to see the number of companies that are speaking up with vocal support for our efforts and giving examples and testimonials of what they've done in their companies and how they're helping their people. So it's definitely catching on.
According to Michelle Walker, the industry with the second largest percentage of suicides is the extraction industry, which includes mining and the oil and gas industry.